Hey, folks. How are ya? I'm good. I'm Mysterious JG. Welcome back to Let's Play Romanza Three Kingdoms 14, the game where I forgot to turn down my TV sound before switching inputs on my television. I'm Mysterious JG, and we should be reporting a recruitment overseer at Guanling, except I don't have any freaking money. So, as ever in this series, there's something about it not being about panzers, which means that the backseat driving isn't even backseat driving, really. Just people are very gentle and kind in their suggestions, some of which are actually not very good. But what I've been learning from the comments, something hadn't really occurred, but it just makes so much sense when I thought about it. The cash flow problems I'm having are because we declared ourselves the Empire of Zhang, and I gave everybody titles. Which means everybody's, I don't remember what you actually call their salary that they draw in this game. There's a name, there's a specific, well, I don't know, let's go to appointments real quick. Stipend, yeah. Oh. Vulture Bean is currently active and cannot be selected, okay. Yeah, but everybody's stipends went up, because I gave away all these titles. Which basically means everything is more expensive than it should be as far as my forces go. Now, I for a long time resisted hiring a bunch of yellow turbans because they weren't really very useful. As we've gotten more and more territory, yeah, you just get to the point where you need warm bodies to put in all these different villages, I guess, or cities. What are we doing? I'm suddenly caught up in all the areas, I guess. Yeah, areas. Each of these things is an area. But yeah, to have enough people for every area to have an overseer, and even a shitty overseer is going to improve an area's return somewhat. But there comes a point where you just need warm bodies. Yeah, so that's since my last play. So I did quite a few videos in one big sit down, and now you guys are only about a week behind as I'm recording, and that's kind of the thing I've learned recently. Oh, that's why we don't have a lot of money. Okay, it's fine. Because there are places like Guanling where it's like, man, even if I'm not recruiting or drilling troops, I'm still am barely generating money in these cities, and that's why. It's fine. I understand now. What else did I want to say as we start this session off? I do know one thing that's coming. People, at least one person was kind of hinting like, hey, why don't you try doing this, but save the game first and see if it works. I've gotten a little bit of kind of unfair foreknowledge. The biggest example so far is because I didn't want to record. I didn't want to keep recording because I was getting ahead, but I still felt like playing. I attacked Chen Liu off screen and just didn't really defend the rams properly, and that was extremely costly. And when I came back to record later, so it's a bit of cheating, I guess, in a sense. I was like, oh yeah, actually this can go very poorly if I'm just really sloppy. So I was a little bit more careful on screen, and things worked out much better. And there've been little things like that. Like I had a whole dry run before the LP even started, where I was playing as Zhang, and only had a handful of my superpowered officers, like, you know, JG Mystery and Vulture Bobo and Vulture Bean and Falger, and not everybody had been created. And I kept running into problems with getting attacked by Liao, which hasn't happened here because I've just kept troop counts higher. Blah, blah, blah. What was my point I was getting at? But yeah, people have suggested there's one big event, because I don't set out to do that intentionally. Save the game, shut off the recorder, try something that could be high risk, and then only execute that act if it's going to be successful. I have not done that. But I will say that in the same session where I played around off screen and had a really hard time taking Chen Liu, I had one other thing happen, which I know it's going to happen, and it's going to be kind of interesting, so we will see. And I should stop talking about it and start talking about it when it happens. So we've got our orders. because I've been away for a bit on my end, I do want to look for places where I'm obviously not being wise in the development of the core sections, because I've heard different theories about what you have to do to get a city to grow. But there are places where I've never bothered with troop, barracks, or I've never bothered with agriculture. And I do. Sometimes people are saying, "Oh, the total has to be over a certain number. It doesn't matter. You can have like 6 in commerce, 1 in agriculture, 1 in barracks, and you'll still grow." Other people are saying, "No, there's minimums that you have to level them up evenly." It looks like my cores, though, I'm actually overall doing that. There are certainly individual non-core hexes that are not being grown evenly, where I should probably take a look. And do I have somebody assigned here? Well, I need to consider, like, I've got Tolpanzer driving ahead with a unit, but he's not going to be able to actually stay here and hold this. He will eventually get driven back. So the question is, how far do I want him to go? And some of what I'm doing here is purely to disrupt the lives of... Oh, I do have somebody there. Why did I think I didn't? Because I looked at the wrong place. Alright, so I do have an overseer there. But yeah, at some point I'm just going to be doing this to disrupt the life of Li Jui. Sundan Ganing. Nobody's recruiting, though we do have someone training. That probably is a mistake that was brought about by moving people around. Yeah, Juju should be recruiting troops. It doesn't make sense for no one to be like, if I was going to be taking a break from recruiting, I should also be taking a break from drilling. But this probably came from whoever was recruiting troops here is probably now assigned to Chen Liu. So yeah, that's another reason to periodically check. I probably spend too much time on screen microing this stuff, but you do want to have some idea what's going on. We shouldn't have any... we should not be short of officers at all right now. We got like Cao Cao over here running Liang, upgrading their farming. So, I mean, that's an indication. We got plenty of officers if we can afford to have Cao Cao over there. As a matter of fact, we took some titles away, specifically Dajun is the guard captain, never mind, okay. But I've specifically took a couple of titles away so that I would have titles to give to some of my new officers. Although, actually, no, I realize I want to wait a little bit longer before I do that. Okay. Alright, so Chen Liu, everybody's assigned an overseer. Shotun, I would expect the same is true. But again, you check periodically in case. Guanling, I'm a little worried about Guanling, but if I keep working on commerce, I guess I got, for its size, I got too many fancy pants officers here. It's pulling in a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of income now because I was finally convinced, okay, let's take Port Haiji and see what happens. But they want a recruitment overseer here. And I'm not sure that that is wise. If we look at city info, well, 16, 27, 231, so I'd have to keep it under 14. Oh, I'm short of officers here now. But we actually could have her recruiting troops. Interesting. 7 officers in Guanling. 15 in Shuten. 10 in Runan. 5 in Jinye. 8 in Zhang. I might have to send some officers elsewhere, because we got 19 in Juchang and we got 24 in Chenliu. So let's move a couple people to Guanling, just enough that I'll have a few to spare. And this will also mean Guanling's money to spend will go down. But honestly, there's worse things we could do than have a couple talented officers like Yue Jin. Shunya, oh, is he? Well, it's like I don't want to send the very best of the very best over here, but we could end up in combat with Liu Bei at some point. So if I got now Zhuling and Yue Jin. Yeah, send them over there. 2 of us will be headed for Guanling. And then Jinye should get a couple officers, just in case. Send about 3 officers to Jinye, because there's like more than 20 in Chenliu. And this is just so we've got a couple of choices to work from. Now Ryza here is already busy. This guy's got a headache. I almost hate to make him travel, but we're going to. So these are like decent officers. Yeah, Dion Man, it's Dion Wei's son, who's kind of okay. Mao Ji. I don't remember who he is. I remember he's a reasonably important character in the novel, but I don't remember exactly who he was. Alright, I've literally, I've got people in the comments telling me, oh, you should only send recommended officers on searches. The reason I've been sending non-recommended officers is because the best they can usually do is find gold. And I was thinking that I'd rather have gold than a bunch of texts I can't use. And the recommended officers generally are people who have other things they should be doing anyway. Oh, I might have already gone through the overseer proposals. Yes, I have. Okay. Yeah, some of this stuff I've already done before we ended the video, and I just kind of lost track. Attack request, submission demand, goodwill. Who could I be doing goodwill with? We have normal relations with Liu Qi. People have suggested, hey, you should get Liu Qi to surrender to you. I don't think that's going to work. Liu Bei? I don't know. Again, in a batch of goofing around off screen, I did get Liu Bei to friendly relations, but he would not attack my troops, but like, well, alright, full disclosure, I played ahead just goofing around, and Liu Bei ends up taking Puyang because the losses I inflict on Lu Bu as he's trying to attack us weakened him, and Liu Bei took Puyang while I was just goofing. And Liu Bei, even if you have friendly relations with him, he will take the hexes that are considered Puyang. And it didn't even show, like, we didn't even turn hostile or enemy. Like, if our troops come into combat, we become enemies. But he had friendly relations, and I had grabbed these hexes for Chen Liu. If he takes them, or he'll take them back. He'll attack them, or he'll send troops to occupy them and take them, and still, like, talk to me like I'm his friend. So, I guess I'll take a quick look. Is there any place where I want to sell supplies? I don't know that it's necessary. Because we're going to need supplies for marching too. And I can't buy supplies at these places anyway. So I got 30. So that's a lot of food. I mean, I could sell some here, but there's no place else I would really want to do that. You could sell up to 19k. We've got 36k. I think I'll just leave it alone, actually, because I don't know if he'll be less effective in his other task if he's already done that this turn. It said I wasn't just going to waste time setting up searches anymore, but I will check real quick to see recommended searches here, and I've already got him doing it. Alright. So the big action on this turn is that we are in combat with Lu Bu and Zhang Liao, who are trying to sneak in and take Chen Liu while we were fighting Cao Cao's army. So maybe I want you to be attacking Lu Bu instead. Instead of attacking Zhang Liao. Let's see what happens. I've come to a realization about it's fallen for our plot. Now it's time to hit them. Okay, they are confused by our plot. I've come to a realization about Don Everstar. What's wrong? What's going on? Vulture Bean discovered Kang Tzi in Shuten. Would you ever consider serving our army? I'm sure your majesty would be very happy. Well, your majesty? Oh, well, I guess if he's my majesty, I better say okay. Shuten Yaomo from Zhang has challenged Zhang Liao from Lu Bu army to a duel. Well, Shuten Yaomo, I know many years ago, JG Mystery once beat Zhang Liao in a duel, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to pull off the kind of martial prowess he had. At least it'll give you something to talk about in the comments. Let's see how this goes. Because the duels do seem to be randomized. Like, I was playing around a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember that this happened. Zhang Liao is not a small fry. Show it to me. Show me your power. Show me your moves. Come down. You are too weak. Well, Zhang Liao didn't really have a lot of choice there. He had to try, but he was wiped out. Li Jingming has visited Jihaodun. Would you ever consider serving our army? I refuse to look at you until you do. Understood. I shall do as you command. Don't let the enemy get away. I'm confused. But yeah, Dawn Everstar is seriously overpowered. And a part of it is that divine stratagem that she's got. I think that might be Zhuge Liang's skill in the game. And if I had it all to do over again, there are a handful of strategies I've seen where I might be like, okay, you can pick any strategy you want, but you can't pick that one because it's too strong. Like she just like inflicting every status ailment on every enemy as soon as they get within range. It's broken. And with an 100 intelligence, it's always working on any enemy that doesn't specifically have immunity. Like chest. Shuten Yaomo has defeated Zhang Liao in a duel and caused Lubu army to retreat. According to rumors, there is a person of talent in Jiangjia. Shall we investigate? Well, I mean, I just sent some people there, didn't I? So anyway, we've defeated Zhang Liao, and we will likely defeat Lubu's personal unit. Matter of fact, that's pretty much going to happen. The big question now is how far do we want to push this? Liu Bei and Lubu's armies are fighting. And to make matters worse for Lubu, yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know what to say as far as what Lubu should have been doing here. Because Lubu saw an opening to try to take Chen Liu, and he took a chance. He impulsively attacked Chen Liu. This is absolutely in character for Lubu. To race out and try to take an advantage and not think about the long-term implications. That being said, with Liu Bei on one side and Yuan Shao on the other, I don't know that hunkering down to defend Puyang and Ping Yuan was ever going to work. Like, it seems to me like he took a shot. You know, you take a shot at the king, you better not miss, but he had to take a shot, and it does appear that he has missed here. Zhangjia, huh? Oh no, it was Jinye where I sent people, so we haven't sent anyone to Zhangjia recently. I do have a unit kind of patrolling here, trying to take more territory around Zhangjia. Similarly, we've got Dajun. She's out here trying to make Port Haiji more profitable for us. And there's worse things we could do than try to butter up Liu Bei. But as I just said, and I shouldn't know this, but it came from I was playing the game, having fun, trying not to get too far ahead of what you guys had seen. Which, you know, there's a good side of that and there's a bad side of that. The good side is that I don't get too far ahead, and what you guys say in the comments is a little bit more relevant. But the bad side is I will see interesting things and kind of have foreknowledge, and one of them is I'm going to end up in conflict over Puyang anyway. Like, I guess I could just leave him any hex that doesn't really belong to Puyang. Like, I could probably take Yan and I could probably take Yan and Cao Chang. Like, if the idea was I want to maintain peace with Liu Bei for a while, I could take those two hexes while they're still Lubu's and then let things play out. But in the mid to long term, I am going to be in conflict with Liu Bei over Puyang specifically. So we will be fighting. There will be fighting. Guanling, if GFP doesn't march against Guanling, I'm going to need to march from Guanling to attack GFP at some point. These arrow towers, it's hard to say, but I think they may have made a difference, because in every time I played this game off screen, at some point Liu Bei tried to take Guanling. It always happens, and it's a difficult city to attack out of. It's a difficult city to attack. Guanling, you know, like, I think that the water between them might make more of a difference than you'd think with how difficult it is to get troops. But I think those arrow towers really did help. And at some point, I got to think about adding arrow towers here just to keep Sun Ce at bay. The other thing I can do is start pumping bribes into Sun Ce. He's refused them all so far, but I don't know that that will be eternal. I think at some point he might just chillax a bit. People, search. There's supposed to be an officer of some note here. Kai Mao will deliver. He actually would be a pretty good choice because he's got recruiter He's also an overseer, but, you know... Oh, Junyu... Oh, but it'll take Junyu longer. Could send Junyu as a backup plan, or I could just send Kai Mao. Let's just send Kai Mao. Because to me, it's actually kind of strange that Junyu isn't already doing something for us. He ended up in Chenliu. I think I just, I probably just, like, quick auto-assigned people here before we had hired everybody. That's probably part of what happened. So it might be Junyu doesn't have a job because he didn't immediately join. And I'm just going to... I probably could actually be more selective about who I send for people. Liang Mao. Yeah, we'll use Junyu for this hire because he's not currently an overseer. And then at some point later, I do want to come back and reevaluate who are overseers in Chenliu, but we won't do it this turn. Because we also got to move some people around. Yeah, Cao Cao really ought to be able to hire just about anybody in this force. But Cao Hong can take care of this one as well. Now, what about this Ma Teng officer? Oh, there's a Sun Zi. There's a Yuan Shao officer. Guo Jia is working for Lu Bu. I don't know how he got away, but I don't like that at all. I want Guo Jia. I do not want him working for Liu Bei. That would be a pain in my ass. Okay. But I was like jokingly thinking, we'll take a look and see what, you know, anybody from Ma Teng's force is going to be like 1,000,000 miles away. Genghis Khan is a good negotiator, and he is 3 weeks away. Also, this guy's not very good. Han Hao. How about Sun Zi? Cao Cao's a good negotiator. He's not particularly... Yeah, he's not a great officer either. He's a provocative minister. He doesn't play by society's rules. Alright. Decrease enemy morale. Reinforce units. Banquet. Banquet in Wan. Banquet in Shotun. They keep asking for banquets in places that are not really that... Wan. Ah, fuck it. There's got to be at least 4 people in Wan who don't have perfect morale. 3! So it really was a waste of money, because I could have just given those 3 people individual rewards. Overseer proposals, training, commerce, agriculture, commerce, barracks, agriculture, commerce. Nobody's saying anything of any great interest. GG Mystery is in there, Falger is in there, but I'm going to ignore them all. I'm going to wait a little bit longer before I do rearranging of titles. See, where are you people actually located? It doesn't tell me where you're located, so I can't actually see if there's like one specific place where a banquet would have been useful anyway. Yellow Chukai. I don't, oh, because I didn't do sort by affiliation. Day is 21. So what am I doing? That's what I want. Okay. Nothing really happening with this. It's got Chuko new powers. Give him a rally to him too, why not? One of the reasons my money might have gone up a little bit in these places is I messed around with my administration policies, and I might have further decreased the cost of officers. But I think overall, we can probably just call it a video here. I'm not going to worry about... I could sit here between videos, maybe I will, and just send people on searches that will take less than a turn. just do it between videos and see when we come back if anything happens. Because I keep obsessing over that, but if I take a few minutes to go through the inputs off screen, and if nobody finds anything, I'll have to remind myself that I wasn't going to worry about that in the future. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. When we come back next time, we should be able to jump pretty much straight back into a turn. See you then.